You know what absolutely grinds my gears? When people say Roman Reigns is scared of the Royal Rumble, when they say the tribal chief is running from competition, when they dare to suggest that the man who held the Universal Championship for 1,316 days is intimidated by anyone stepping into that ring. Well, what happened this week didn't just silence those critics, it sent shockwaves through the entire WWE universe that nobody saw coming. What's up, Wrestle Scope family? And before we dive into the most explosive statement Roman Reigns has ever made, let me ask you something. Do you really think Roman Reigns has lost his edge? Do you honestly believe that just because he's not holding a championship right now, the tribal chief has somehow become just another superstar? Because that's what everyone seems to think, and that's exactly why what he said this week has the entire locker room shaking in their boots. Here's what nobody's talking about. Roman Reigns just issued a threat so calculated, so brutally honest, that it's got every single Royal Rumble entrant questioning whether they even want to step foot in that match. And I'm not exaggerating. This isn't clickbait. This is the tribal chief reminding everyone why he's been the most dominant force in WWE for the past 4 years. And if you think you know what he said, think again, because the real story here isn't just his words, it's what those words mean for the future of WWE. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand why January 27th might be the night that changes everything. But first, hit that like button and subscribe to Wrestle Scope, because we're bringing you the real analysis that other channels are too afraid to talk about. Let me set the scene for you. SmackDown this past Friday. The energy in the arena was already electric because we're less than 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble. Superstars are cutting promos left and right, talking about their paths to WrestleMania, declaring their intentions to win it all. Then the music hits. Acknowledge me. And the entire atmosphere shifts. Roman Reigns walks out, not as a champion, but somehow looking even more dangerous than when he had the title. There's something different in his eyes, something hungry. And when he gets that microphone in his hand, you could hear a pin drop in that arena. Here's what he said, and I want you to really listen to these words. For over 3 years, I didn't need the Royal Rumble. I didn't need to fight 29 other men for an opportunity because opportunities came to me. WrestleMania didn't start until the tribal chief decided it was time. But now I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to win. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's a typical Roman promo. But wait, it gets better, or worse, depending on which superstar you're rooting for. He continued, to every single superstar in that locker room who thinks this is their year, who thinks this is their moment, who thinks they're going to point at the WrestleMania sign, I want you to understand something very clearly. You're not stepping into a Royal Rumble match. You're stepping into my ring. And I don't care if you're number 1 or number 30. I don't care if you're Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, or anyone else who thinks they deserve this moment. When you step between those ropes, you're not fighting for a WrestleMania opportunity. You're fighting to survive me. And then came the part that has everyone talking, the part that's already got the internet absolutely exploding with reactions. Roman looked directly into the camera and said, I've already been to the mountaintop. I've already conquered everyone they put in front of me. I've already beaten legends and ended careers. So when I win the Royal Rumble, it won't be desperation, it won't be redemption. It will be a reminder to everyone who forgot who I am. It will be a message to whoever's holding that championship at WrestleMania that their reign is just a placeholder until the tribal chief decides to take what's his. And most importantly, it will be proof that Roman Reigns doesn't rebuild. Roman Reigns doesn't restart. Roman Reigns simply reigns. Then he dropped the mic and walked out. No fanfare, no dramatic exit, just pure, unfiltered confidence. Okay, let's break this down because there are layers to what just happened. First of all, Roman Reigns has never won the Royal Rumble match. Think about that. The guy who's been presented as the company's top star for nearly a decade has never won the match that's supposed to be the ultimate test of endurance and skill. He's competed in it, yes, but he's never won it. This has always been a hole in his resume, and he knows it. But here's the twist that makes this so brilliant. He doesn't need to win it to prove anything, and that's exactly what makes his decision to enter so terrifying for everyone else. Roman Reigns entering the Royal Rumble isn't about proving he belongs. It's about proving that nobody else does. Think about the psychology here. Every other superstar in that match is fighting for something, a championship opportunity, a WrestleMania moment, career validation. Roman Reigns is fighting to take something away from them. He's not there to earn his spot at WrestleMania. He's there to deny 29 other superstars their dreams. And let's talk about who this affects.
Cody Rhodes just finished his story by winning the championship. Does he really want to face Roman Reigns again at WrestleMania? The man who made his life a living hell for 2 years? CM Punk is on the comeback trail, looking to capture that elusive WrestleMania main event. But how can he focus on winning when he knows the tribal chief is lurking, waiting to eliminate him? Seth Rollins has unfinished business with Roman. Their history goes back a decade. The mind games alone could cost Seth everything. Drew McIntyre has been obsessed with getting his championship moment in front of fans, but Roman Reigns has been the final boss standing in the way of so many superstars' dreams. Will Drew be next? This isn't just a threat. This is psychological warfare on a massive scale. But here's what I think is the real story that nobody's talking about. Roman Reigns making this statement now with no championship actually makes him more dangerous than he's ever been. When he was the champion, he had something to protect. He fought conservatively, strategically, always with Paul Heyman planning 3 steps ahead. Now, he has nothing to lose and everything to prove. Not to the fans, not to the WWE, but to himself. And a motivated Roman Reigns with a chip on his shoulder is the most dangerous version of Roman Reigns we've ever seen. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture, because what Roman's doing here is genius from a storytelling perspective. The Royal Rumble has always been about hope. It's about the unexpected. It's about the underdog getting their shot. It's about surprise entrants and Cinderella stories. Roman Reigns is positioning himself as the villain of hope itself. He's saying, you can dream all you want, but I'm going to be the one to wake you up. And historically, this works. Think about when Batista returned and won the 2014 Royal Rumble. The rejection from fans was massive because he denied the underdog story they wanted. But Roman's doing something even more calculated. He's embracing that role. He's saying, yes, I'm here to ruin your fairy tale, and I'm not going to apologize for it. This also sets up some incredible storyline possibilities. What if he doesn't win? What if someone eliminates him? That person instantly becomes the biggest star in WWE because they did what seemed impossible. They ended the Tribal Chief's Royal Rumble dreams. But what if he does win? What if Roman Reigns defies all the odds, outlasts 29 other superstars, and earns his way back to the WrestleMania main event? Then we're looking at potentially the biggest match in WrestleMania history, depending on who's holding the championship. The beauty of this is that both outcomes create must-see television. And let's address the elephant in the room, the Bloodline saga. Even though Roman's not actively leading the Bloodline right now with all the chaos between Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, his presence in the Royal Rumble could reignite that entire storyline. Imagine if multiple Bloodline members are in the Rumble. Imagine the chaos, imagine the betrayals, imagine Roman having to decide whether to work with or against his family. The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes this statement so powerful. Roman hasn't just threatened superstars, he's threatened the status quo of WWE itself. Now let's talk about how the WWE universe is reacting to this, because opinions are split right down the middle, and that's exactly what makes this so compelling. One side of the fanbase is absolutely loving this. They're saying, finally, Roman Reigns is back to being the dominant force we love to hate. This is the tribal chief we've been missing. They appreciate that he's not asking for a handout, he's not demanding a championship match, he's earning his way back by entering the most chaotic match of the year. The other side, they're furious. They're saying, we've had enough of Roman Reigns being pushed to the moon. Give someone else a chance, let new stars shine. We don't need another Roman Reigns WrestleMania main event. And you know what? Both sides are right. That's the brilliance of this. Social media has been absolutely exploding, trending worldwide within minutes of his promo. Fans creating fantasy booking scenarios, debate threads arguing about whether he deserves the spot, video reactions ranging from pure excitement to complete disgust. But here's the thing, whether you love him or hate him, everyone is talking about Roman Reigns. Everyone is thinking about the Royal Rumble through the lens of what Roman said, and that's exactly what WWE wants. So where does this leave us? Less than 2 weeks until the Royal Rumble, and the landscape has completely changed. What was supposed to be a wide open field of possibilities has now become Roman Reigns and 29 other superstars. Here's my prediction. Roman Reigns will be in the Final Four of the Royal Rumble. WWE isn't going to waste this statement by having him eliminated midway through. Whether he wins or not is the real question, but I guarantee you his presence will be felt until the very end. And regardless of the outcome, this statement has already accomplished what it needed to. It's made the Royal Rumble must-see television. It's created a focal point for the match. It's given us a clear antagonist to root against or cheer for, depending on your perspective. The Tribal Chief has spoken, the threat has been issued, and in less than 2 weeks we're going to find out if Roman Reigns can back up every single word he said. But I want to hear from you, Wrestle Scope family. Do you think Roman Reigns should win the Royal Rumble, or is it time for someone else to get their moment? Who do you think will eliminate Roman if he doesn't win? And most importantly, who do you think is the biggest threat to the Tribal Chief in that match? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a discussion going because I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more WWE analysis that goes beyond the surface level, smash that like button. And if you're not already subscribed to Wrestle Scope, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our coverage of the Royal Rumble and the road to WrestleMania. This is Wrestle Scope, and remember, acknowledge the analysis. We'll see you in the next one.